Recording. Hello and welcome to my porch. My name is Roy. I'm a home cook and amateur baker, and I'm here on this channel typically sharing recipes that have helped me to lose over 125 pounds, whether those recipes are mine or someone else's. Now today is not a recipe. Obviously I'm out on the porch. Today is a tag and it's actually about 64 degrees. I'm recording this the Tuesday before it's going to be coming out, and it is nice weather. It's just going to get colder from here, so I figured this is the last time I will be able to get out on the porch to do a tag. Although my partner Paul said that if people enjoy me being on the porch so much, I should still do it throughout the winter, even if there's snow. He's such a wise guy. Anyway, the questions this month come from me. I came up with the questions, and it's just an overall November tag. It deals with November or fall, things like that, or the upcoming holidays. And don't forget to check out all of the other channels doing this tag. They will be linked down in the description box, as well as the questions. I will post them down there as well. If you'd like to leave your responses in the comment section, I would definitely love to see those. But let's get on with the questions. Number one, what's your favorite thing about November? The changing weather, the holidays, something else? My favorite is the weather. I love the cool weather. I love fall, that's my favorite. The temperatures are great. Also the falling leaves, which as you can probably see behind me, have pretty much all fallen. They are actually mostly scattered around the porch right now. So I would say the changing weather would be my number one choice, followed by the holidays. I do love, I've already started watching all the Hallmark Christmas movies that started in October. So that's kind of like my tradition lately of getting into the holiday spirit, is starting in October watching my Hallmark Christmas movies, which Paul loves to make fun of me for, but I don't care. Okay, number two, do you have any exciting plans or travel adventures lined up for November? If not, what's your dream November getaway? Well, we don't have any travel ourselves, but we do have some friends who will be coming up for Thanksgiving from Kansas. Actually, our friend Deb did a video with me when they were here, I think it was a year and a half ago now, and we did a 3-bean salad. So they will be coming up the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and we will be having them for that holiday weekend, the end of that week. So that is pretty much all we do. Neither Paul nor I are big travel people. We're homebodies for the most part. So we don't really have any travel plans or any dream destination, but we do have friends visiting, so that's all we've got going on. 3, how do you usually prepare for the upcoming holiday season? Well, that has changed a lot over the years. I used to go all out decorating starting around like the day after Thanksgiving usually. I would decorate things all over the house. Now, if I put up a tree, I'm lucky. We don't really have anyone come to the house. It's just me and Paul. And it's a lot of work, especially for me physically nowadays, to move the tree upstairs, to decorate the tree, to reach up high and put the topper on. It's really a lot of work. So I don't do as much as I used to for a couple of years, because mostly we were doing a renovation and we didn't have a lot of room. I would just take a little flocked tree and put that right on the counter. But this year, I think I might bring out the big tree and decorate it this year, but that will be about it. As far as gift giving, We don't usually exchange too many gifts. We'll get things for like the grandkids or nieces and nephews, but typically these days there's no real preparation. I also used to bake tons of cookies, and I would have them stored in the fridge because I would be baking over about a week, and then I would give those out as gifts. But again, I can't really do that as much anymore. So pretty much decorating the tree, buying a couple of gifts, that's all we really do. Number 4, what's the fall memory that always makes you smile or brings you joy? Since it's fall, even though we are past October, my favorite fall memories are the costumes I used to come up with when I used to be able to manage that kind of thing. And I loved getting dressed up for Halloween. That was my absolute favorite, coming up with the costume, executing it, seeing the reactions of people when I went out. For Paul, he said, because we used to throw these big like Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners over at his aunt's house, we used to have like 50 people. And so that was his favorite thing. Personally, that kind of stuff stresses me out a little bit because there's so much going on and my ADD just makes me frantic. Once it was over, it was nice that we'd had that experience. So for Paul, those would be his favorite fall memories. Mine would be Halloween. And if you hear any voices in the background, our nephew and his friend are on our pond over here fishing. So that's what those background voices are if you hear them. Number 5, how do you stay active and engaged with outdoor activities as the days get shorter and colder? I don't do any outdoor activities. Paul doesn't do any. We are homebodies. We stay inside. So that really doesn't affect me very much because I don't do anything outside. I used to rake and things like that in the fall, but I don't run, I don't do any sports, I don't do any outside exercise kinds of things. So it really doesn't affect me at all. Number 6, what are your favorite clothing items, colors, or styles to wear in the fall? Right here. I love when it gets a little chilly and I can put on a sweatshirt, but it has to be a zipper front sweatshirt. I can't do a pullover because I tend to get very warm. And if I don't have access to just being able to open it up, I can't wear it. I can't wear sweaters. I can't wear sweatshirts that are a pullover. Those heavy things I get too warm, so I can't do it. But sweatshirts, that's what I look forward to, that cozy feeling when you're walking around and you feel a little chill and you can just pull the sweatshirt around you. That's what I like. As far as colors or styles, those things don't matter to me, but sweatshirts, that's where it's at. Number 7, do you celebrate Thanksgiving? And if so, how do you typically spend the holiday? Any favorite dishes or family traditions? We don't really have a typical way of spending it. It all depends. We've gone to restaurants, we've had little dinners here, we've had those big dinners at his aunt's house, we've gone to other people's houses. So we don't have a set tradition as far as what we do, but for favorite dishes, hands down, mine would be pumpkin pie. That's what I look forward to every year. That's one of my favorite pies, that and blueberry. And Paul's favorite pie would be pecan pie, but his favorite dish, I think, he does these scalloped potatoes that are delicious, and everyone wants to take some home every year. So I think those would be his, and they are really good. I do love them. But for me, pumpkin pie, hands down. Number 8, in many places, November marks the transition from autumn to winter. How does this seasonal shift influence your mood and activities? It doesn't really hamper my activities. As I said, I'm usually home. But when it does get snowy out, I am, especially nowadays with my neuropathy and myopathy, especially careful of falling, because if I fall, I can't get myself back up typically. So I usually don't like to go out. I do have doctor's appointments that I will go out for. I do have shopping that I will go out for. But that's about all the activity I do once the cold weather hits. But my mood, it does affect my mood. I especially hated that we just lost an hour, that we went back, because it getting dark that soon, that early in the day, I'd like the sunlight to last a little bit longer in the day than start earlier. I do get a little more blah with that change. I love fall, but I hate that it is leading into winter. That is my least favorite season. Number 9, are there any local or cultural celebrations in your region specific to autumn that you particularly look forward to each year? I used to love, especially like the Saturday after Thanksgiving, there was always at the high school, there was always a craft fair. I used to love this time of year for going out to craft fairs, for going out to the county fairs, that type of thing. But the crafts fairs especially, I used to love just going out and even just seeing what there was. I don't do it as much anymore, and not because of my mobility issues, but because I'm on a fixed income. There's really nothing that I need to find there, so I've stopped attending those, but every time I see the signs, I'm very tempted to go. But those are my favorite things to do in the autumn. That's one thing I love looking forward to. And number 10, NaNoWriMo, and I will write that out on the screen here so you know what I'm saying, is the National Novel Writing Month Challenge, where people challenge themselves to write a novel in the month of November. Have you ever heard of it? Would you ever consider doing any type of creative challenge like this, and what skill would the challenge test? I have always wanted to do the NaNoWriMo, trying to write a novel in a month. I've just never, like, it's almost like with April Fool's Day. I always want to do something, but the planning of it, I don't plan ahead. I forget about it. So by the time it's like November 3rd, I think about it, and I was like, oh, well, it's already started. Not that I couldn't jump in, but I really should try to do it, because I haven't been writing at all. And if you've been following this channel at all for any length of time, you know that writing is what I've always wanted to do, but I just can't bring myself to get into the groove of writing again, or actually editing. I have a book that's finished that I just need to finish editing, but I haven't done a thing. But mine would be writing if I were to do a challenge like this, although Paul suggested a baking or cooking challenge for me, which I can see why he'd say that, but it would have to be something that was not timed, because I see those time challenges on like the Food Network. That would make me insane. I can't deal with time pressure. I get very anxious. I would probably start throwing things around the room, getting nervous as the time ticked down. So definitely nothing timed. For Paul, his would be something in the technical field, like writing a program. Trying to write a program within a month, that's something he would enjoy doing. But for me, writing all the way. But that was it. That was all 10 questions for November. I hope that you enjoyed this tag, and if you did, I'd appreciate you doing the usual: like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that notification bell for the next time I upload any sort of video. There is another collab video for November coming up this coming Sunday, the 19th, I think it is. But we're doing favorite Thanksgiving dishes. And if you've been following me for a little bit, and you know I've gotten into this groove with magic pies lately, I have a few holiday magic pies that are coming up. I'll be doing one for the collab. It's going to be a maple pecan magic pie. So if you're interested, hit that notification bell so you're alerted when any of my videos come out. Also, don't forget to check down in the description box and visit the other channels that are doing this tag. Give them some subscription love, and also comment down below what your responses to some of these questions were. I'd love to hear your feedback. Also down there, you'll find links to my Amazon storefront, Built Bar Rewards, Fetch Rewards, and my social media if you want to follow me there. I have an Instagram and 3 Facebook groups that I'm part of, so check out the description box for all sorts of information. All right, so I managed to get this out on the last warmish day. After today, we're heading down into the 40s from what I understand. There will be 45 tomorrow, so I'm glad I had this day to get this done. But I'm pretty sure I'll be inside for the tag next month. So have a great Thanksgiving if you celebrate it, and have a great November. And until next time, bye.